how was your Pride Month? I remember going a couple of Pride parades. This is like in the Bay Area more than 10 years ago. This is a long time ago, and it was
Mhm.
for me. It was pretty wild. Don't get me wrong, but now I don't know. It seems more crazy, more decadent, maybe
Yeah.
possibly more sexual. So I don't know. How has Pride changed for you? Like, what's your perspective on the state of Pride right now and how it's changed in the direction it's heading in?
I don't love the direction it's heading in. I haven't been to Pride in a few years. I want to say maybe 2019. Yeah, it makes sense. 2019 was probably the last time I went to Pride, and then they shut things down. 2020, I think 2021, there wasn't even much going on. So the last time I went to Pride, I went to an event put on by her, which is an app. It's actually where I met my wife. So it's supposed to be a lesbian app, and they had a party that was pretty awesome, actually. And then the previous time I was in Reno, Nevada, and I went with my wife right after I met her, and those are both interesting. But I did notice a major shift into more of the drag
Oh,
king sexualized
whoa.
stuff happening during the day around kids. That stuff was usually
Explicit.
Okay. Back up.
Explicit.
Pull that back.
Pull it
Hide your
back.
kids. Just pull it back, because listen to what she's saying. Okay, don't look at the picture.
That's how you
We'll
said.
blur this out. We'll
You
blur
said
this
pull
out.
it back.
We'll blur this out. Listen to what she's saying. Listen to her words. She's married.
Yeah.
She met her wife on an app called Her.
Yeah. She's super.
She
gay.
used to go to the LGTV rainbow parades.
Wow.
She no longer goes
Wow.
because of what she's about to say. Listen closely to what she. So this is not someone that's on our side.
Yeah.
Okay, that's someone that's on my team.
She's not a friend of the channel.
She's not a friend of the channel. Okay, she probably thinks I have a phobia. Okay, now play it again. You can show some of it.
happening during the day around kids. That stuff was usually
Eesh.
in, at night or in nightclubs or, other hidden places or just, away from the main crowd. And the actual Pride parades were a bit more, political, I guess. Maybe just like we're talking about gay marriage and those types of things. If we're talking pre 2015, or just kind of more just like, oh, here's some lesbian firefighters, or here's the dykes on bikes or certain things. And, maybe some things were inappropriate for kids. I probably wouldn't bring my kids if I had them to any Pride event, period. But now you're seeing really just, this kink, all this stuff that's, to me, I'm not sure if it's offensive per se, but it's just gross to see and have that waved in front of children. So I don't participate anymore. I basically boycotted Pride for the last few years because, one, I'm married and I'm kind of older and a little more boring. So it's more for the younger people. But to me, it seems like it's more for, these fringe kind of groups that all fall under this queer umbrella. So it's very difficult for me to feel like I relate to anything going on.
Fringe groups that fall under the broader umbrella of queer. And she's then going to go in and unpack what she means by this, which is going to shock you. So, by the way, she's not an anomaly.
Yeah.
When it comes to LGTV, the L's, when it comes to the L community, this is very common amongst that community.
The T's cape for the L's that one time. I heard
the T's cape for the L. No, it's the opposite. The T's got beef with the L's, and the L's got beef with the T's.
Isn't it? They came for the L's.
Yes, they came for the L's.
Yeah. They the L's had an L meetup, and then
the T's came,
and the T's came, and the L's were like,
it hasn't been the same ever since.
Just like real L's, not like new L's.
Yes,
and then the T's were like, but that's T-phobic.
Yes,
and then the L's were like, but this is literally
like we want.
The whole point of the L thing is because that we want the L's.
We're L's.
Yeah.
You're not an L.
And then the T's were like, well, we're going to boycott you. You're T-phobic.
You're T-phobic. That's right. Thank you for breaking that
down.
down.
There in any way, and I don't really want to associate with it.
Interesting. Yeah. Speaking of this umbrella, I have to ask you about the newest Pride flag, because I think for the longest time it was just the rainbow colors, but now it seems like every year they're adding more colors. I think it's 10 or 12 colors now. So I don't know. Maybe that's a good thing. I suppose it's.
Hey, maybe this is the way we reclaim the rainbows, that they're going to keep adding chevron stripes here so that the rainbow's completely gone at some point and it's just like some whole new flag.
Why keep adding colors to it?
I don't know.
We get it.
Yeah, we get it.
Go ahead.
It's more inclusive, right? It's more people, but then also I've also heard other people push back and say, well, this is actually more fragmented. What are your thoughts on this kind of coalition that includes, lesbians and, all the way to indigenous people? Is this What is this umbrella that's kind of
people got
forming
to
now?
do with this?
Yeah, what the heck?
Now listen to what she says. She answers this brilliantly. Listen to what she says.
Well, to me, I mean, that's socialism. That's just, full inclusivity or intersectionalism, or, all of that stuff is under the umbrella of, I guess, broader leftism, if you want, or postmodernism or socialism or Marxism. People call it different things. But either way, I mean, it's all just, well, we're all part of this community of oppressed people. And so we're all on the same level, and we all need to band together and, be against the oppressors. To me, that doesn't have anything to do with sexuality or homosexuality or our lived experience. As, I mean, you could say it's sort of related because we're not in the norm. But I don't feel like, our struggles are the same as like Indigenous peoples necessarily, or, other peoples. I think that those are all very unique life experiences, and I don't see how they're related at all. And I think the rainbow was meant to include everyone to begin with, so it really doesn't need anything else. And it feels like virtue signaling. It feels inauthentic. It feels, I mean, and then it's ugly. I mean, honestly, it's just ugly. Like, so it's just hideous, and no one wants to see brown.
She's like, listen, like the flag don't even look good. Y'all ruined the flag. We had a nice little rainbow flag going.
The design is bad.
It was the aesthetically pleasing. What did y'all do? So,
Wow.
so this
The irony of her calling the new flag virtue signaling
is amazing.
which is hilarious.
Yeah.
Like,
So this idea that it is no longer about who is someone attracted to, that now it is a broader junk drawer of all issues
of oppression.
and of oppressed people groups. So it's representative of oppressed people groups. Now, the part that I do agree with, which is really, really interesting and coincidental, this junk drawer term, is when you look at the word sexual immorality in the Greek, it's actually porneia. And porneia, obviously where we get our word porn from,
Yeah.
but porneia is a junk drawer term for all deviant sexual behavior that does not fall in line with a one man, one woman biblical marriage. So who would have thought that they would have segmented themselves?
And like, we're just a drunk drawer for oppression. And
Yes. Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. Now, the interesting part is that, that's why the Palestine thing blends in.
Yeah.
That's why you'll see people at pride marches with Palestine flags, because they view them as oppressed, and therefore they can be a part of the transformer community and whatever this is. So it's a really, so when you have folks that are in the group saying this, it's interesting. What are you looking up?
Isn't the Palestine flag kind of just the new LGTV flag if you were to like change the hue on it a bit? If you were to move the hue over in Photoshop and it kind of changes all the colors, it's got the same chevron. With
Now,
wow.
Google this for me to confirm this, but I believe that you can be queer and still be attracted and in opposite sex relationships. It can also express the idea that gender and sexuality can be complicated and may not fit into traditional identities. Queer heterosexuality is another term that can be used to describe people who identify as heterosexual, cisgender, and allowsexual. That's a new one. But who express their gender in non-traditional ways.
Okay.
Fam, what are we talking about? You just a freak. You a pervert. Stop it. Get some help. So now you
That's when
can
bring smear the queer back, you know?
You can be heterosexual, but a hoe, and liberated, and still belong to the LGBTQ community.
Yeah. Now you're just queer.
That's crazy.
And like, I think there's like a yellow blue one with Ukraine. Nobody really wants to see that. It's very not gay to be that, I guess, just, ugly and not, it's just not, it's not attractive to look at this point.
She's like, that is not gay.
That is not gay. You're not really gay. Stop it. You're LARPing.
That's amazing.
It's gone too far. It's gaudy. So I really don't see any need for it. I mean, the rainbow initially, there's a rainbow flag, which I think was really put outside of bars or other safe spaces so that gay people would know, like, it's safe to go there. And also, straight people would know, hey, that's a gay bar. It was just kind of, that's like a signal for this is a gay space. To me, that's what it stood for. And then also when I was younger, you would wear a rainbow, like a small piece of flare, to let other girls know that you like girls. And it was just a signal. Like, guys wouldn't really know. They wouldn't really see anything and care about that. But girls would know. The girls that like girls would know. And then they would know you.
This is like
the L's took the biggest L here.
It's like the Kirk Cameron, like you got to draw the the fish.
The fish.
Sand
Yeah, that
so
was
that
their
they know.
fish. Go ahead.
It's okay to approach you, and you're a safe person. So that's really what the rainbow meant to me. It meant like safe space. And so to expand that to be every single political agenda that we want to push it's inauthentic and cringe, to use, Gen Z, slang.
And speaking of Gen Z, so I was looking at a recent
and so Gen Z, like astronomical groups of Gen Z identify as this now. And so he says, do you think it's really this many people that have all these bizarre, non-traditional identities? And she goes, no. Like, it's still a couple percentage. Like, people that are hardwired, this is their cross to bear. They're attracted, hardwired to this. Like, let's just say that that's a thing. We're not going to get into can you be born that way? That wrong conversation. She's like, no, it's still a small percentage. And maybe a couple more people will feel more comfortable to come out. But it's not 25%.
Yeah, it's definitely not 25%.
25% of the population is not hardwired and dealing with same-sex attraction in this way. It's still a very small percentage. And so she basically concedes that some of this is just straight up social contagion, which oddly enough, a lot of us have been saying this for a while. She goes on to say, hey, we fought so long to be like, don't, and go watch the full conversation. We don't want anything to do with the kids. We don't want your 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 kids. And now that gay people got rights and they can be married and they can do all the things a heterosexual couple can do,
Whack.
she said these nonprofits that do advocacy work have nothing else to advocate for.
Oh, so they're just like, I guess we got to
So
get the kids.
we need another issue.
But do your kids
We need
know
another
about
issue.
this?
No, but like now we have to advocate for transformer rights. Now we have to advocate for the right for your kids who can't consent to anything else to do this to themselves.
They work themselves out of a job, essentially.
So the thing is, and so there's a big divide in this community. And they're like, yo, we really, so
the L's and the G's are like, we got what we wanted.
We got what we wanted.
And then they're like, yeah, but like I got a salary I got to get paid.
But there's entire agencies and nonprofits that do advocacy. What are they going to do now? The incredible success of our Bless God prayer journal. Many of you guys began to ask for something that had a planner. And so we combined our Bless God prayer journal with a brand new leadership planner that jam-packs the same things from our prayer journal with a planner, goal setting, leadership meeting, and notes. With the next pages, you can see different sections right along here of this leadership planner where you can start out with actionable goals, 12 months of calendar, our original prayer journal prompts, our leadership journal with the proven problem solution framework, and of course, just free write notes. This leadership planner is based off of Matthew 25, 14 through 30, which of course is the parable of the talents. The vision of the planner is to help you make the most of your time, talent, and treasure. Head over to blessgod.shop and get yours today. All right, I'll see you over there. Peace. Hey, thank you so much for checking out the video. Comment down below and let me know what you think. And be sure to check out this video that YouTube is recommending just for you. Let me know if they nailed it. All right, I'll see you over there. Peace.